We are joined in by former Union Minister Mr. Rajeev Chandrashekhar on Republic TV. So, sir, first question that I would like to ask you on this global outage that we are seeing. Have you seen the outage of this magnitude ever in the past or in your lifetime?
No, never. I've been in technology for over 3 decades, and I have seen some fairly bad instances of outages and system and software issues, but I've certainly not seen something of this magnitude. And that has impacted so many millions of small businesses, large businesses, and operations of so many entities. So I think, yes, this is pretty unprecedented from what I can read and understand. I'm only seeing this on television and I'm consuming it online. So from what I see and read, this is fairly unprecedented. This is certainly black swan at its blackest.
Right. Right. And also, sir, the sources are telling us that India's IT ministry is speaking to Microsoft on this system outage. So I just want to ask you what step the government can take to provide relief to the citizens of this country, because they are who are at the forefront and are bearing the brunt.
No, I am very confident that the government must have been on the day, from the get-go in touch with Microsoft and must be monitoring this. I am obviously not in government anymore, and I can't comment on what the government is doing or currently planning to do. But I am certainly confident that the government is on top of this and keeping itself abreast of what is going on. In terms of what the government can do, I don't know, but I certainly believe that the onus on restoring the confidence and bringing people back online is on Microsoft and the people who operate Microsoft 365. I am not aware of what exactly has caused this outage, this very huge outage. Microsoft is a large, very credible company that has many decades of experience in dealing with enterprises and businesses and users, and I'm sure that they will bring this back. But given the size and scale of this operation outage, I think it will be a slow, steady and systematic recovery of the system rather than something that is just instantaneous or the flip of a switch. So I think we have to be patient. We should not panic. And I'm sure the government is in close contact with Microsoft in terms of recovering this system at the earliest.
Also, sir, I want to ask you, as the payment transactions are also failing and bank infrastructure is also being impacted because of this,
Yes.
brokerages are also being impacted because of this. Is this a big worry for you? Because banking is something which is a key for all the industries across the world. Do you think that this is the biggest worry for you?
No, look, it is not a worry for me as an individual. I think it's a general worry for those who see the tech ecosystem and worry about the size and scale of some of these large companies and the dominance that they represent in some of these sectors, whether it is in search or whether it is in operating systems for mobile phones or indeed enterprise software like Microsoft 365. I think after this crisis blows over, it is certainly going to be time for a conversation on resilience, on these big tech platforms. Are they really too big? And when they fail, what happens to the disruption that they cause in their wake? So there's a lot of conversations about size, about the design, fail-proof design, redundancy and resilience that I think the conversation will shift to after this type of a global outage and a global disruption.
Right. And sir, what if this problem persists and is not going to solve anytime soon? What impact you could see going forward if this takes longer than expected, if Microsoft takes longer than expected in resolving this problem?
No, look. Microsoft is not a company that is just formed yesterday. It's a very, very large, very credible company, and it has leadership which is very absolute credibility. And I have absolutely no doubt they will recover the system. Now, how long they will take to recover the system depends on what caused the problem, and I have no way of understanding what caused the problem. So if it is, it depends on the severity of the issue that caused this outage. The time to recover will depend certainly. But my advice to people is not to panic, not to get angry or not to get disturbed at this stage. Let us be patient and wait for the system to come online, and then ask all the tough questions that need to be asked.
Right. And so last question that I want to ask you, since there is a clamor for developing infrastructure like this in our own country, indigenous infrastructure like this in our own country to evade these kind of outages going forward, do you think something of that sort is possible going forward?
No. There is, Zoho. There is a good Indian company that has built a very competing set of enterprise applications and an enterprise suite like Microsoft. I encourage people to move to Zoho, to test Zoho. I know the government of India has adopted Zoho for its email backbone, and so therefore, more and more enterprises should look at designed in India, made in India SaaS platforms that are also resilient, that are also fail-safe in their design. So I think this is certainly an opportunity for many users in India to try and test and experience platforms like Zoho.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing time out for and speaking to Republic Business.